welcome back. Or if you're just joining, my name is Maya, and welcome to my channel, Cranleyplace, where I'm focused on Hermès scarf style, inspiration, and more. Before we get started, let me give a shout out to all the channel members, and special welcome to the knot connoisseurs and elegant insiders. I appreciate your ongoing support. If you haven't seen the membership options, please do check them out. In this video, I'll review a 90 centimeter silk twill from Hermès' Spring-Summer 2026 season called Harnais Legendaire by Daiske Nomura. We'll take a look at the artist's background, the design inspiration and visual architecture, and then a collector's ranking of the available colorways and why. Let's get started. Daiske Nomura has become one of the most distinctive contemporary voices within the Hermès artist roster. His work tends to combine precision, graphic clarity, and a very modern sense of composition. What makes Harnais Legendaire especially interesting within Daiske Nomura's body of work is that it's surprisingly classical. Nomura is often associated with designs that feel more graphic, conceptual, or even slightly subversive in tone. His work can lean highly stylized, sometimes almost futuristic, with strong contrasts, fragmented compositions, and an intentionally modern edge. So at a glance, Harnais Legendaire feels almost unexpected. Because rather than dismantling Hermès' equestrian language, he embraces it quite directly, with harnesses, bridles, ornamental tack, symmetry, and traditional decorative balance. But that tension is exactly what makes the scarf compelling. You can still see Nomura's sensibility in the precision of the composition, the controlled geometry, the sharpness of line, the almost architectural organization of the motifs. It's a very classical Hermès scarf, but interpreted through a distinctly contemporary hand. And in some ways, that restraint makes the design more sophisticated. Instead of pushing aggressively against tradition, Nomura shows that he can work within the house vocabulary while still subtly modernizing it. That balance is probably why the scarf feels so strong from a collector standpoint. It satisfies traditional Hermès collectors while still appealing to those who may prefer newer, more graphic artists. At its core, Harnais Legendaire is an exploration of equestrian harness elements transformed into ornament and structure. The design draws together bridles, straps, buckles, reins, and decorative hardware, but rather than presenting them naturalistically, Nomura organizes them into a highly stylized composition. Visually, the scarf is built through symmetry and layering. At first glance, the arrangement almost resembles a ceremonial crest or medallion. Elements radiate outward from the center, creating a strong sense of order and balance. This is one of the most important aspects of the design. It is extremely structured. Unlike more narrative scarves that unfold scene by scene, Harnais Legendaire reads almost instantly as a unified composition. And that clarity matters enormously in wearability. Because the design relies on strong graphic organization, it retains its identity very well when folded. Motifs remain legible, and the visual rhythm stays intact even when only portions are visible. Some scarves require careful styling to preserve the composition, while this one does not. Even loosely draped, you still see the symmetry, directional movement, and the interplay of curves and hardware. The design maintains coherence. Another key strength is Nomura's use of line. There's a precision to the way the straps intersect and overlap. Curves are balanced against sharper geometric details, creating tension between fluidity and control. The result feels simultaneously ornamental, equestrian, and graphic. And depending on the colorway, the scarf can lean more heritage-oriented, more fashion-forward, or more minimalist and architectural, which gives the design unusually broad appeal. What makes Harnais Legendaire particularly successful is that it distills Hermès equestrian language into something almost abstract. You don't need to understand the technical details of harness construction to appreciate the composition. The design communicates through rhythm, balance, and structure first, and equestrian symbolism second. That's a very contemporary way of approaching a heritage subject. There are currently at least 5 colorways to be found online. Starting with the Blanc, Gris Perle, and Rouge H, the strongest collector piece. Refined, graphic, and unmistakably Hermès. In daylight, this reads extremely crisp and legible, while indoors, the Rouge H deepens beautifully against the pearl gray. Collector appeal for this one should be very high with its timeless character. This palette perfectly supports the architectural precision of the design. The restrained neutral tones allow the structure to dominate, while the Rouge H adds just enough depth and heritage warmth. This is the version most likely to feel enduring over time. Next, we have the Blanc Cassé, Orange Gris, and Noir, the most classically Hermès of the colorways. Bold, warm, and equestrian in mood, in daylight this has strong contrast and excellent readability, while indoors the Orange Gris becomes richer and more tonal. Collector appeal for this one should be extremely broad. With its heritage forged style, this version feels closest to traditional Hermès saddle and leather culture. Very strong visually without becoming overly loud. Next, we have the Blanc, Vert Laudin, and Rouge, the most sophisticated, dark-toned interpretation. Deep, elegant, and quietly dramatic in mood, in daylight the green creates depth without heaviness, while indoors the Rouge accents emerge more strongly. Collector appeal should be high amongst those who prefer understated palettes. Refined in character, this colorway feels particularly luxurious in colder seasons. Vert Almond, Bleu Jaune, and Cannelle, the most contemporary of the set. Soft, relaxed, and modern in mood, in daylight this feels fresh and airy, while indoors the Cannelle warms the composition. This should have growing collector appeal, especially among newer ones. With its contemporary elegance, this version softens the formality of the design quite beautifully. Last but not least, we have the Blanc, Bleu Jaune, and Bois de Rose, the most approachable and youthful of the colorways. Light, fresh, and slightly playful in mood, in daylight this is bright and optimistic, while indoors the rose tones become softer and more blended. This should have broad but slightly less collector-driven appeal in the long term. Consider it a modern classic, very wearable, though less visually striking than the stronger contrast palettes. Overall, Harnais Legendaire is a strong example of how Hermès continues to evolve its equestrian vocabulary without abandoning it. Through Daiske Nomura's graphic lens, harness elements become more than functional objects. They become rhythm, structure, and ornament. And that clarity gives the scarf something many designs struggle to achieve. It remains elegant, both laid flat and fully in motion, which ultimately is what makes it such a successful carré. So there you have it. More on this design from Hermès's Spring-Summer 2026 collection. Please like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think in the comments. In future episodes, I'll share other scarf reviews, inspiration, and more, so be sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified of new videos. Thanks again for joining me today. Until next time!